This video is an introduction to photosynthesis, so this will just be kind of a brief overview of the different parts of photosynthesis. So we'll be surviving on photosynthesis like a mouse. So, where does photosynthesis take place? There are 5 important parts of the chloroplast that I want to point out to you. The first is the granum, which is the stacks of thylakoid. They look like stacks of quarters inside of the chloroplast. The next is thylakoid. Those are the quarter, an individual quarter is a thylakoid. The stroma is this jelly-like fluid that fills the chloroplast. It's similar to the cytoplasm in the cell. It just holds everything in place. Then we have an outer membrane and an inner membrane. So an important thing to know about both the chloroplast and the mitochondria is that we have found mitochondrial DNA and DNA inside of chloroplasts, which indicate that these particular organelles were around a long time ago, really even before eukaryotic organisms or eukaryotic cells were a thing. And so now we can find chloroplast and mitochondria inside of a variety of different types of cells. But you already know that chloroplasts are only found in plant cells. Photosynthesis literally means light, to capture light. Photo meaning light, synthesis meaning to capture. It's a bunch of chemical reactions that happen in the chloroplast. It happens in all photosynthetic organisms, which are cyanobacteria, plants, other organisms. Anything that has a chloroplast will conduct photosynthesis. We also have processes like chemosynthesis, which uses chemicals to make compounds that can be used to generate energy. But we're just going to talk about organisms that use light to make energy. Photosynthesis happens in 2 stages. The first is light dependent. The second is light independent. Light dependent means it relies on the light from the sun in order to run that process. And the second does not rely on the light from the sun, hence the name light independent. The chemical equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide plus water yields glucose plus oxygen. So on your note sheet, you see where it says organic matter. I want you to specifically cross that out and add glucose under there, because that chemical formula, C6H12O6, is actually glucose. And glucose, you know, is a carbohydrate because of that ending in OSE. So this particular equation you'll need to be familiar with, and you can see, and the way I remember all the numbers is it kind of has a pattern of 6s and 2s. So 6 CO2, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of H2O, or 6 molecules of water, yields C6H12O6, glucose, and 6 O2. So glucose is the only one that does not have more than 1 molecule produced. And you can see also by the sunshine over the arrow that light energy is necessary for us to go from carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen. The entire purpose of photosynthesis is to convert solar energy into chemical energy and provide energy in order for the mitochondria to make ATP. And ATP runs all sorts of biochemical processes, from the sodium-potassium pump to the development of proteins to the movement of the cell. All those things require energy. All living things rely on photosynthesis to create energy, meaning that's our only way to get energy from the sun into a chemical usable form for all other organisms. So every living thing relies on photosynthesis.